Hi guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. No fun little intro this time. Been what, 1 year and 2 weeks now. uh, Anyways, we're going to continuing on with the TC3 here. We're going on to bag H here. We're getting close to the end. There's only a couple more, 2 more bags. Yeah, 3 more bags. The bag that we're doing today gets all the electrics into the car. Then the next bag is just the body posts, and then the other bag is wheels and tires. So I'm just going to get the electrics fitted into the car today. So, and then off screen, off camera, whatever you want to call it, I'll get them all hooked up and ready to go. But I have something really cool that I'm going to be putting into this car that it took me a while to find. That's why it took me so long to actually even get started on this little build series in the first place, because I was trying to find this specific radio that I used to run way back in the day. And this one actually has a date on it that's older than I was expecting, so it's really cool. So let's get into this. And it's nice and overcast and breezy today. It feels good out here. So good. But that also means the rain is coming. So let's get into this and get the motor placed. We'll get the speed control placed, the servo, the receiver, all that stuff. And as I'm putting this stuff in, you'll see how old this stuff is too. So, and then I'll show you the radio that's going to be accompanying all of this. So, and get you over here, and then get you pointed down here to where we're show you what we're working with. It's your motor cam, foam, the motor hold down plate, which actually I have another little piece here. It's the in the blue to put on there instead of the little black one. So, and then then your battery bar here. So all the goodies for the servo and the receiver and speed control. But we're going to get the motor mounted up real quick, get a pinion on it. And for my little short concrete pad out here, I don't need to be going as high on the pinion as it's suggesting in here. Where was that? Where was that? It's saying for a 24-degree stock motor. Got this nice little chart right here. For 24-degree stock motor, they're wanting to do a 28-tooth pinion. Damn. For bigger tracks, yeah, probably, so it can actually run out. And then the 36-degree stock motors is a 26-tooth pinion, which instead of a 36-degree stock motor, we were running like the 19 turns, as we called a sportsman class. So get these guys out. Nice. That little guy just sits right across there. Just like that. Turn it around so it can see it that way. AE. Then you have your posts. The way that they did this is so that you can actually have it to where you have your side-by-side packs and it holds it in place. And then if you're running a stick pack, you flip it over. So you got the nice smooth side to hold it in place. I always ran side-by-sides all the time. They set better. They didn't shift. Made it so much nicer. as I was learning how weight distributions work. Learning everything on the fly. Your battery foam, you set it up here to shift your battery to the back, put it up here, shift it to the front, or you took it out completely if you were running a 7-cell pack. Now, this is the motor cap. It sits over right there where the motor goes. But I have this one. Got a nice little factory team blue one. It came in all the parts that I got a few years ago. So we're going to stick that on there just to kind of go along with the rest of all the blue stuff. It's not exactly the same shade, but it'll work. It's factory team blue. So it will work. Try to keep everything out of the way here. And with this breeze out here, it's not going to help because it's going to be trying to blow everything away. This is... that's for the battery bar. And the motor cam. I'm going to cam my motor. Scoot you over here so that we can put these in here. Let's get a nice little tension spring that goes on there. Now these just go right down in here. Whoa. That helps you hang on to stuff. And these screws actually have a hole through the head. They actually have a hole in their head. And that's where you would put the body post clip. Because this will go right over the top of that, just like that. I usually shift this off to the edge just a little bit so it can come down and touch like that. See, it's pulling it up, and then you just back it off a little bit so it can go up and over it. And it should be just about perfect when you go to put your battery in. Whee! It's always tiring. Right there. That's good. Then I just took a couple of body clips. Just like that. Let's see if we can straighten that one out just a little bit. Make it a little bit more uniform. So it's not going to bug my eye. Now, these guys, you got a spring here, a couple of nuts. That's what holds this down on here. So you got to turn this over because you got a couple of hex holes here. And these guys squeeze right down in there. They're a little bit tight. They'll get sucked up as soon as the screw hits them. You can pull them right up into place. These are nice and firm too. So that makes that really nice. see, will that slide down? Yes. I can do this. Oops, see, I pushed it out. That one slid up in there pretty good. Yep, I just knocked it out again. Can be a bit of a bear, especially if they fall in fairly too easily. So I get it slipped down in there. Come on. You're too good for your home. That one there's really tight. That's good. All right, see, they're down in there like that. So that when you put all that on, this one goes on this side. This one here has a longer shank on it. And this is where this tension spring rides. Just like that. So it'll be sitting in here like this. And then this one here would be all the way down. Like that there. But we have to put on first. We have to put on our motor cam. That just sits right up on there just like this. Line it up with the holes. Screw her down. All right. What screws did you not send me? Oh. Might be the golden ones. We'll use the golden ones. We'll leave the black ones for the servos. Now this little bag here is your servo mounts. And it has little shims here for the different servos. So once you put these in place, you screw the servo to it, then you can shim the blocks up and down and forward and back, which however it's needed. You don't need. Oh, the flush ones are for the belly. Yep, those go in there. So we'll use the gold ones. Need smaller driver. Too small. Way too small. Oh, looks like we're going to have to use. Nope, there we go. Thought we were going to have to break out the. Now, this motor has this little tab right here, and that's what you're going to be putting your capacitors on. I want that to the bottom. That way, my tag is sitting upright. That way, it's a little bit better presentated that way. And to make sure that we're not interfering with the armature, you gotta spin the motor after you get it put in there so that you can see if your screws have gone in too far. And yep, those screws are too long. So I back these out. Uh-oh, what happened to my motor? What happened to my motor? What is that? Oh, you little booger. What is that? Well, we'll be putting the motor in for static purposes because I'm going to have to pull the motor apart now. This one here is good too because I can pull this motor apart. The old original ones you couldn't pull apart because I think I said before is like where this little tab is in the can. That's in the plastic. So you can tear these apart and rebuild them. Now, the old ones didn't have that. It was just a lid on here, but it had a metal tab that went into a slot that was in the plastic on both sides, and it sealed the can so that you couldn't tear it apart. So I'm going to get in there and see what the heck that is, because this thing was spinning perfectly fine just a few minutes ago. So what happened there? Because I was cleaning the motor, getting all the stuff out of it, and something looks like it settled down in there. So anyways, this sits down in here like this, and then you can adjust the cam back and forth to adjust your mesh. So we'll just snug this down real quick. That right? Yep. I won't be spinning anything. Don't want to be hurting the armature. And then we will get let's go with the 26, which would it be for a 30-degree stock motor. And that'll be fine for out here. That doesn't fit that. Oh, that does. That's nice. Hopefully that sits. Yes. Ouch. That's a little sharp right there. A little sharp piece of solder. That's how she sits down in there like that. So then you can take, because it's open on the bottom here, so you can take and you can actually rotate the motor so that you can set your gear mesh so you're not all bound up too tight. Rotate it back just a little bit. There we go. Put it forward. That's a little bit too tight for me. Nudge. There we go. And you take these little guys and you just slide it right down into place. Oops, that's the wrong one. No wonder it's not spinning. It's just the driver was spinning, not the screw. That's funny. And take this one here, snug it right down. You can feel it stop. Check your mesh. Make sure it doesn't get pulled in. Take this one over here. Right down. Check the mesh. Make sure it's all good there. Awesome. Now, let's put the servo in. And we're going to use the servo arm horn from the kit. Not going to be anything special. Just a plastic servo horn. But back in the day, they had letters on them. That one there's got an A on it. That's for the Airtronics. This one here has got the F on it for Futaba. And that's what we're running. and then Geopropo, I think it was back then, and then the H. I can't remember who the H was. So, but we're running an Airtronics. Let me clean this off the end here. And here is our servo. Look at this little monster. The S9301. Now, some of you is going to be like, holy crap, that's old. Yes, it is. Plastic geared. We didn't have metal geared yet. Some of the metal geared, but they were too big because where'd my screwdriver go? I had a screwdriver for this because you got to have a screwdriver because it's a Phillips head. Make sure I don't spin it because I think I already centered this before. And I believe that's supposed to go out here. Woo! Look how tight that is. That's ridiculous. That's going to have to bend back this way. Dang. So, yeah. Let's see. There we go. Does that work with that? It does. Look at that, goes right down on them teeth so nicely. Kind of scary nice. Now, it's not exactly in the right spot, I'm sure. But for right now, it's in the right spot.
This place almost got a lot of empty spots.
Jesus Christ. Not what I need. I'm in the middle of my filming. So get these guys off. There you are. Clean off the flash. Let's see. I think we're going to set it up high just so that it won't get bound down in there like it did. It was real tight down in there and it was getting on these ears right here. So if I put it down in there like this, that's probably what it's telling me to do anyways. Let's find out. Let's go back over here and look and see. Yeah, it wants. Oh, I am wrong. Single hole goes to the belly. These two go to right here. So it does get shimmed up just a little bit. But I can use these little washers here and shim it up just a little bit more. Or maybe that's for the screws. The breeze is trying to blow everything away. I got some different screws I can put in there too that are flanged. But for right now, there we go. Get these kids started here. And this is a softer plastic on these ones too. That was always what kind of bugged me with these, is these are a softer plastic. So we was always getting into the aftermarket stuff and getting the aluminum standoffs to put on there, because these just didn't hold up very well after a while. But they're going to do good for this. What we're doing out of the box. Yeah, those are fine. Can you hear that? That is a slow servo. All of our servos back in the day were pretty slow. Yeah, you know, that's what we had to deal with. You just figured out your timing a little bit better on the turns, and everybody did just fine. Some better than others. I was never really that good of a driver. It's just there for a little while. I got a little too serious about it, and some folks didn't like it. But just there to have fun. So that there. You need to put where's the rest of did I yes. I did. I put it in with the drivers, with the tools that come with the kit. I was like, I'm missing something. Yes, you are missing something. Those are your little tools. And here is your steering arm. And these, just like the turnbuckle, has a left and a right hand thread. The turnbuckle's on your links. Ah, come on. Oh, it's got a piece of flash on the back of the ball end. It's keeping it from being put into the slot so I can run it in. And that needs to go the opposite. Yes. The opposite way. On the other end. Now, let me see. It gave me a measurement that I hit pretty dang close. Got a little bit more to turn. I do have a little bit more thread on this side. So, let me give it another full turny turn. And that should hit it pretty good. And no, sadly, there's no nut to go on the back. There's not that much sticking out there anyway, so. But yeah, they didn't put one in there, little silver nut to put on the back of that one. Kind of sad, actually. So, got that all done. Put that over there. Let's bring this over here and put the steering arm in place. Oops, we're just a little bit off. That shouldn't be a problem. Just give it a little twist. And we're full 90 from each other. All right, cool. Now, I'm going to stick the servo down in here. Ooh, it's still tight. Still really tight. Oops, out of camera. My dumbass. Out of camera. Line at the bottom of the base. Wrong driver. Too big. Come on. Hey. There we go. It's a bit of a struggle here. There it goes. It's got to be real gentle because, like I said, that is a much softer plastic, and it strips really, really easy. All right, now let me introduce you to the ancient Futaba FP R112JE. Look at that. Look at that monstrosity. Isn't that insane? Now, we can sit that there like that, but I don't think... Oh, nope, this has got to go over here. Ooh, my antenna's got to go in there too. Do I have enough hook that I can make that up through there without having to take the servo back out? Probably not. Ooh. It might have went. It's almost going. Yeah, this was always an absolute joy to try and do. Ooh, the breezy's getting going. Hopefully it's not going to rain on me. Excuse the red antenna. It's been in a red tube for who knows how long. And just pull it right on through. Set this little baby down in here. Like that. And then hopefully we have enough room for this monster. If not, then I'll have to just set it up on its side, which is probably not going to be much of a problem. If it is, this thing's pretty big. Don't need that just yet. Yeah, this thing's really big. And that's not going to fit like that. Don't want it to fit like that. It's not going to. If it's too much of a problem, I could actually just put this up and get me some of my slack back. And I can put it up on top without hurting my antenna. There we go. Tuck it over here. And I can set this up here like this. But I don't think I'm going to have... I can turn it sideways, and then once this guy's in place, I can scoot it back. Yeah, I can scoot it back up against it so that I can get everything plugged in. The only problem with that's going to be is, well, getting everything plugged in. Oh no, everything's up high. So I can snug it right up against the back of the servo. Still able to get to my crystal, which will never come out. Except for right now when I pull it out so it's I want to see if it still has a tab on it. It does. Oh, don't mess it up. Don't hurt it. There we go. I like having this tab. This is how you're supposed to pull it out, is with this tab. With this little tab right here. That's what it's there for. But stuff down in there like that, you can't see what the frequency is either. So if you leave it out, you can just lay out across your servo, and you can tell. Now I have plenty of room to put this little monster with no problem. So, we get ourselves a little bit of two-sided tape. We'll get this guy out of the way for right now. Put this in a couple of different spots. I like full coverage on mine, so I always do this. And I never cut a straight line. Although it looks like I do, but I don't. Get off of there. I gotta cut this end off. We can set that on here so I don't get it contaminated too much. I can use that for the power switch. Get this peeled off. Stuff that stuff in the bag too, if it'll get off my fingers. There we go. Now I can spin this over, pull up my slack, tuck that down. We're in place because this is 3M good stuff. The good stuff. And then we can place this. Think that I might get it a little bit farther away because I wanted to put it right up in the corner, but then I'm concerned about the wires hitting the drive line. So we'll scoot it back just a little bit. There's a little bit of space there. I could actually move that forward and right up against the receiver. Then my power switch I can put wherever I want. And the only other thing is going to be is just cleaning up the mess that is the wiring. So let's do this. Let's put this on the back of the power switch. Don't need much here, even though I said I'd like having full coverage, which I might change it later. Look at that. It's almost perfect. But it's like this guy. We'll just run it right straight across. Ooh. Oh, that's the end of the roll. Yep, that's the end of the roll. That's all you're going to get. Perfect. As Beery would say. That's too much. Perfect. Get that off of there. Put that in our little garbage bag. Get off of me. Now, up against the receiver. Right there. That'll be nice. Now, I should probably put the heat sinks on, even though I don't like them because, well, it's not so much that I don't like them. I do like them. It's just they're the wrong color. They are totally the wrong color, but let's stick them on anyways. Just because they're there. More to the nostalgia part. Boom! One more thing here. The antenna wire. Can I get it in there? There we go. Yes. Very nice. Stuff that down in its spot. Pull this out the end. Sit this down here in my lap so that you can see. Just pull it out the end and you let it hang. You don't cut it. Put the little cap on if you want. A lot of times I didn't run the cap. Just like that. Now, oops, what happened there? Oh crap. Oh no, that got stuck up underneath the servo. I wasn't paying attention. Pop that off. Can I get it out of there? There we go. Phew. Put that one back on. Put this. Ooh, that's a little too far forward. You might have to put that to the back of the servo. Of course, that's where it says to put it. And me not paying attention to the directions, it says put it to the back of the servo. Da-da-da. But anyways, there's that. Let's put some tires on before we finish this off. Yeah, we're going a little bit late. This is almost a 45-minute video. Dang it. 45 minutes right now. We are running long. But let's throw our wheels on. just because they need to be put on. It's the icing on the cake for this one. Like I said, I'll do the wiring up, get everything wired up and fired up. That's right. Find me some batteries. Good. All the nuts are there. Well, shoot. Now these tires aren't glued on here, so I ain't gonna. This is just for finishing off the video for today. Uh-oh. What happened there? You got caught down in there. Oh, no. Just about done. The tires fell underneath the table. Way underneath the table. Dang it. I don't think I can get down here anymore. Uh-oh. Mama's heading to the store. One more tire. There it goes. There we go. That looks good. Well, there you have it. A long-running video about nothing. An old-ass car putting... Oh! But before we go away, there you go. Brand new old. So, but before you go away, before we finish this off, you have to see the radio that is going with all this. Man, you guys, you can possibly have guessed already that it is a Futaba, but it's not just any Futaba. Well, it kind of is, but it was my most favorite one that I used the entire time. The FP2PD. This is an AM. I usually ran an FM, but I couldn't find any FMs. So, and this is the one that I call the brick. This little baby right here. This thing, love it. Love this radio. Really super awesome. And the nice thing is about this is as you're driving, you can change your steering expo as you're going along. So the amount of steering trim that you have in a car, the amount of throw that you have, you can actually cut down and turn up. Uh-oh. I knocked my mic off. Which made it really nice when I was running oval. I could run up my steering for like my main track that I ran all the time. I turned up for turn 3 and 4, so I had more steering there. And then for 1 and 2, I cut it down. So you didn't have that much throw, so I had Lots of corner speed. It was fun. But this one here, that's going to mix it all proper. All old school stuff. Completely old school build. This radio is going to be running this car. And this thing here has an RF check date of February of 92. You can see. There we go. And that's crazy. That's awesome. And it has its own clip. Put that little sucker right in there. The newer batteries seem like they're a little bit fatter. It kind of goes in there with a little bit of a struggle. But she be working. 100%. So, apologize for going on for so long. I kind of got a little bit too involved there, but I hope you enjoyed watching me build this car. Probably going to take a little bit of time off. Might not do another one next week. We got about 3 weeks left before me and the wife go on vacation anyways. And I think I'll probably take a truck with me anyways. She's already asked me if I'm going to, and I said, I probably will. So try and get some video while we're on vacation and show you where we're at and what we're doing. And yeah, I'll probably have to put this one on hold for a little bit because I'm still waiting on the body to come back. And then I'll get all the electrics cleaned up and set and ready to go. And I still got to get a battery for it too, so there's no way for me to power the car up yet anyways. I don't have any nickel metal hydrides at all. And I'm trying to find the ones that we used to run back in the day. They're hard to find. The Panasonics, the Sanyos, stuff like that that haven't already been spent. So it's either going to be that, or I'm going to have to try and find some of these packs that like Gens Ace Mix or something like that, and pull them apart and build them the way that I want to, anyways. But anyways, apologize for going for so long. This is like almost an hour now. It's crazy. But anyways, thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Let me know how I'm doing on this stuff. I'd like to know if you guys are liking this or not, or just have it on in the background for just noise. So appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for being here. Excuse me. It's awesome that I've actually been able to do this for an entire year now too. This is awesome. It's been fun, and we're going to keep having some fun. And you guys get out there and have some fun. Get your cars out, get your planes out, get your boats out. Go have some fun. We're getting close to the end of our nice weather around here, so there's not probably going to be any cars running around much longer. But anyways, be good. Go out, have some fun, and check your subscriptions. Make sure they're still going. And we will see you on the next one. Thanks for being here, everybody.